And having thus chosen our course, without guile and with pure purpose, let us renew our trust in God and go forward without fear and with manly hearts. Abraham Lincoln. Grant's whole character was a mystery even to himself, a combination of strength and weakness not paralleled by any of whom I have read in ancient or modern history. William T. Sherman. General Ulysses S. Grant, during the course of the Civil War, lost unbelievable amounts of troops, resources, and the Union actually lost over half the battles of the Civil War. But they were able to pull out a win for the Union because they didn't dwell on the fact that they were losing men left and right. They devised a new strategy and moved on to win the battles that counted and turned the tide of the Civil War.
Ulysses S. Grant coordinated a land and river assault to take Fort Donelson, which led to the capture of 16,500 soldiers. However, he lost 3,000 men in return. Later that year, he was forced to draw at Shiloh. In 1863, he besieged Vicksburg. In 1864, Grant lost the Battle of the Wilderness to Robert E. Lee. They both suffered huge losses. Grant lost 18,000 men. He also lost the Battle of Chickamauga.
At the Battle of Chickamauga, Grant lost 16,170 men. Between that and Battle of the Wilderness, he lost 34,170 troops. War is cruelty. There is no use trying to reform it. The crueler it is, the sooner it will be over. General William Tecumseh Sherman.
Sherman used a tactic called total warfare, and his idea of this was targeting civilians to run them out of their towns in hopes that the Confederacy would give up their will to fight. He firmly believed in punishing the South for causing slavery and wanting to keep it and extending it throughout the new territories.
General Sherman is best known for Sherman's March to the Sea. This employed his tactic of total warfare. This was an order issued by General Ulysses S. Grant. William Tecumseh Sherman took nearly 100,000 men and marched through Georgia, destroying everything in his path. They burned towns and stole resources. This was so the South could no longer fight a war against the Union, and the Union would come out with the victory.
General Sherman's tactics of total warfare were supported by General Grant and President Abraham Lincoln.
The North won because it was willing to accept staggering losses, but not just in battle. It is true that the North lost over half the battles of the entire Civil War, but they also lost troops. Hundreds of thousands of troops were lost during the Civil War, and thousands just in a single battle. They also lost resources, money, which they didn't have much of, and property. For example, during the Battle of the Peach Orchard during Gettysburg, the peach orchard was destroyed and no longer usable. The Union accepted great battle loss, but they also accepted huge loss overall.